G'day guys, Chris Franklin here for the ALE 5-Minute Podcast. As you may or may not know, Aussie Legends Events for the last 4+ years have been providing stand-up comedians and celebrity speakers for club sporting events, for venues, for functions, for whatever you need. What we're doing in this series of chats is inviting our favourite speakers to have a chat and let us know what they think of ALE. Right now we've got the guy who invented the fire pit comedy shows in Canada, which became the backyard belly laughs here for ALE. He is coming to us all the way from Canada. Please make welcome Mr. Lars Callieou.
Yay, hey gang, how's it going?
So Lars, you've done some work for ALE in your visits to Australia. You've been to Australia, I think, 5 or 6 times now. Do you enjoy coming down to Tassie and working for ALE?
Yeah, so I've been really fortunate. We crossed paths for the first time at the Melbourne Comedy Festival 6 years ago, 2015, and you've been basically taking care of me ever since. So it's been surreal, and I've performed in some really cool places, and we were scheduled to perform in even cooler places this trip. So I was in Perth, thanks to you, and then Rottnest Island, thanks to you. And then I was headed to Tasmania for a week of shows. And we landed in the Melbourne airport, so myself and another Canadian comedian. And we landed in the Melbourne airport, and our connection to Tasmania was in 5 hours. And our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, had come on television, and he said, if you are abroad, you need to come home now. And I thought, I don't think you're supposed to call them that anymore. But but all the dames had to go. So we had to decide whether or not to continue on and try and do the events with you in Tasmania or head back home. And I was on the phone with you for over an hour trying to make the decision. This would have been March 15th or 16th, the 16th, I think. And we flipped a coin and decided to come back to Canada. And I had to go to the airline and tell them to take my luggage off the flight, so we could fly back to Canada. So you've been incredibly good to me, and we were scheduled to see some pretty cool places this trip. So I'm really sorry I missed out on those, but it feels like a second home. And having you over in Canada every year, it's just a part of your calendar now. I don't take it for granted, but it's pretty cool to be a Canadian comedian from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and to say you get to work with a company like this.
That's great to hear, mate. Ironically, had that coin toss gone the other way at Melbourne Airport, you would still be in Tasmania now. You wouldn't have been able to get home.
Yeah, and there's some comfort in having your own bed and your own shower and your own place, and that. So Australia is so similar to Canada that it feels like home anyway. So I'm excited to come back. I can't wait. I can't wait to be back.
You normally come out here for our summer, so from around January onwards, you're here for a few months doing festivals with gaps in between, so we'll be able to book you for Aussie Legends events for functions around that time, I'm sure. But in October, around that time of the year, I generally go over and spend a bit of time with you, but we're not sure if that's going to happen this year.
I'm crossing my fingers that we get you over here. We, things are slowly opening up in Alberta. We don't have many international flights that fly through the northern part of Canada. And so our numbers here are pretty low. And so, fingers crossed we can get you over here in October. I'm still hopeful. I'm still optimistic because I feel somewhat obligated to repay you for all of the cool shows you put me on over there.
You've spoiled me in the couple of years I've been going over there too, mate. Anyway, we will hope to see you here in our next summer, doing something for Aussie Legends events, I'm sure. But in the meantime, Lars, thanks very much for your time now.
Thanks for having me.